Okay, we're here with 2020 Accounting. They have been doing a series with us about accounting for medical practices, and they have a specific focus on podiatry practices. So we've been covering all kinds of topics related to that in this series. And in this video, we're talking about what it's like to work with 2020 Accounting in particular. So we've talked a lot about medical accounting in general and kind of some of the ins and outs of that. But let's take a step closer to your business. What is typically the first thing a new client notices about your team?
I would say that we come in with a plan.
Okay.
So we come in with a plan and a process that we are plugging you in.
Mm-hmm.
We have an onboarding meeting
Mm-hmm.
that will introduce you to your team.
Mm-hmm.
We'll set expectations for you and for us.
Yeah.
So we provide clarity in what the relationship should look like.
Yeah.
Then after that, I would say that a lot of accountants get a bad rap for not answering the phone, not talking, being reactionary to the clients.
Okay.
We're a little bit different because we actually schedule the meetings in advance.
Yeah.
We come in prepared for the meetings,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not trying to waste your time.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure that our meetings are impactful.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of good structure.
100%.
Yeah.
I think Darren mentioned the process. I think that's so important. I think people notice that. I think the other part that they notice is that we have a team. A lot of
It's
times,
not just the two of you. So
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that
a
too.
lot of times on the front end of an engagement when we're talking to a prospect, they are dealing with Darren or I, and once they sign off and we start working together, I think that's when the world opens up and they realize, they have our client engagement coordinator, we have an on-staff analyst,
Yeah.
we have tax managers, we have
Right.
advisory managers, and once they see that and they see that it's more than a one-man shop,
Yeah.
see that there is an entire infrastructure around this that makes it all happen, I think that helps them start becoming more comfortable with the decision they made.
A whole team of specialists.
Right.
Yeah. And, one thing that I feel like is lacking in accounting firms is, accountants, we love to be behind our desk and do our numbers.
Right.
And let's just pretend let's not talk to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we fit that mold to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
but we do have someone that is specifically assigned to be that leader in communication with the client.
Okay.
And that's the client engagement coordinator.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really special position. It's something that we've added, I think about 2 years ago, and we've gotten more feedback on them having that one point of contact
Yeah.
that is going to get stuff done for them and push them to get stuff done.
Right.
So they're not beating up against deadlines.
Yeah.
And I think it just really creates a much better experience
Mhm.
for the client.
Mm-hmm. Someone to really keep everything on track.
Right.
Yeah. I could see how that would be really valuable for them. So how does your approach make business owners feel more supported and less overwhelmed? And I ask that because I would imagine a lot of them come to you in a state of overwhelm, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's
Mhm.
oftentimes what brings them to our door is that
Mhm.
feeling of overwhelmed, feeling of anxiety. And the first thing we do is as we start getting them plugged into that process, we start ironing out those things that are making them anxious, and
Yeah.
start helping them understand and see the plan, and really one of the things we focus on is making the hard things easy.
Yeah.
And just that in and of itself, like just them getting comfort around their business
Yeah.
goes a long way.
Yeah. That's great. So we've talked a little bit about your communication style. You guys have mentioned that you come in with a plan, you have a process that you're following, and it sounds like your clients are kept in the loop at every step of the process, right? So tell me a little bit about how that works. How do you communicate with your clients?
Sure. We have a few things. It's, again, part of a process,
Mhm.
and part of that is a human process. There's also technology components to the process.
Okay.
And so our clients will get a notification, hey, your tax return's going into review. You actually understand, or it may be part of the monthly
Mhm.
accounting cycle. Hey, your financials are going in for a review.
Mm-hmm.
And so we provide a clarity and a openness that is not done most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you should never just feel lost. But where's my stuff?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's happening?
Yeah. You know that you've got a meeting scheduled. Well, you've got meetings scheduled a year in advance with us. Things happen automatically based on the process.
Yeah.
You know, piggybacking off of that, communication is so key.
Yes.
In this, and a lot of frustration can come from even if all the work is being done on the back end, but you don't see it, it can just create a lot of unease.
Yeah.
So making sure that we're continuously staying in communication, continuously keeping you up to date. But that's really part of an overall strategy we've taken for years now. And that's where we, unfortunately, I wish that all my clients could see how good of an accountant I was. But really, are they in a position to even know if I'm a good accountant or not?
Yeah.
What they know is how they experience working with us.
Exactly.
So we try to start with the end in mind, start with the client experience and work backwards. And, the first things that leads to is making sure people know what's going on and up to date and feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's great. So you've mentioned that you have these meetings in place a year ahead of time, that there's this whole structure that people they can just trust, right? They can just sit back and relax. What are some kind of specific ways that you're making sure that your clients feel cared for? I know you were talking about starting with the client experience and kind of working backwards from there. What is the experience you want them to have?
I want them to come in and know that they're being taken care of. Certainly the basic blocking and tackling. And then, they can see with the product that we provide, we're not just providing a profit and loss and a balance sheet. We're providing, significant insights to them that they can take away and, create actions on, create plans on. And so I think that allows them to truly feel like we understand their business and like they're cared for.
Yeah. I mean, building that relationship, the relationship is what we're selling.
Yeah.
All the reports and the tools that we bring to the table are just kind of ancillary to that overall relationship. And the results that you get on the other side of that is a direct outflow of that relationship, not out of the tools and not out of the calculations we do for you, but it's us sitting down and really understanding your business, getting to know you. So many of our clients end up being such good friends of ours.
Yeah.
Also, because, we get so ingrained in their business. And when you're ingrained in someone's business, you're ingrained in their life.
Yeah.
That's part of what makes this so rewarding for us.
Yeah. It's a true partnership.
Yes.
Yeah. Their success is our success.
Absolutely.
It is all about a relationship. It's about getting to know someone. And, you've got, a few intimate parts of your life and your financial aspect of your life is extremely intimate. That's not something that you share with everyone. Something that you should share with a trusted advisor.
Yeah.
And, the impacts that we're able to make in people's lives really set them up for success, in the long term. So we have our clients are long-term friends. Yeah. And, it's exciting to see them succeed.
I imagine some people come to you almost in a state of shame. Like, did they come to you embarrassed about the status of their business finances? And if so, how are you putting them at ease? And should they even be worried about that? Yeah,
no, oftentimes I do get that on the front end. They come and they feel like they're admitting to me where things are at. And
you're like, I've got a dirty secret to tell. Yeah.
Right. And I've got a dirty secret. I haven't done my taxes in 6 years. I'm like, we've seen it all. We really have seen it all. And because of having seen it all, we have a solution for it all. We again, whatever the problem is, we know how to figure that out. We know how to help you navigate you through that, and do it in a way that you don't have to feel embarrassed. Don't have to feel like you're, have done something wrong or not done something you should have been doing. But just let's start from here. Let's create the plan and let's get you through to the other side where you need to be.
Yeah. feels like the financial equivalent of a therapy session almost. Like
Oftentimes.
therapists always say, you can't shock me. I've heard it all. So just tell me what's going on. Feels kind of like the same thing. You've seen it all. It doesn't matter, what mistakes maybe they've made. The point is they're here now, right? So you just start from where they are and get them wherever they need to be.
Yeah, right. You can take this next part out if you want to, or just save it. A few years ago, we were kind of in the same spot of a lot of our clients. We were overworked and underpaid.
Yeah.
And so we went out and got business coaches for ourselves. And that made a lot of changes in what we do. Mm-hmm. And so through that, we've been able to provide a much better product. Mm-hmm. We, have peer firms that we work with that help us be on the cutting edge of technology.
Yeah.
We, our client experience has gotten so much better because of that. That's one of the huge focuses that, we've done to really try to improve the client experience.
Yeah.
We continuously try to improve ourselves.
Yeah.
And we help our clients do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a mark of a responsible and mature practice owner to have somebody like you as a partner in their business. Even the president has a cabinet, right?
Right.
Nobody is operating in a silo because you lose perspective.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Some people that try to do it themselves and they may not be thinking that they know everything, but they're acting as if they think they know everything. Mm-hmm. And there's so much value that can come from just working with somebody else that works in that industry and has other perspectives, and just kicking around ideas with somebody that is in that industry and works closely with that industry. The amount of good decisions that can come out of that are boundless.
Right. Whereas if it's just you, all you have is your own perspective, and you might be clouded by other things, or clouded by fear of failure or fear of the unknown, and just all it takes is a couple of people saying, well, here's what's actually going on, and now you've got a lot of power back that you lost. So if someone is coming to you maybe for the first time, and maybe they do feel like their finances are kind of a mess with their business, how are you taking that and sort of untangling it for them?
We start off by plugging them into our system.
Okay.
And part of that plugging them into our system is to fix those issues that are creating problems. Mm-hmm. So, if they've got back taxes, or if they haven't paid any estimated taxes for this year, we're going to look and see, okay, I understand you haven't paid the estimated taxes. Mm-hmm. Let's make a plan to get those paid.
Right.
And, just ignoring the situation is never going to fix the problem.
Right.
You've got to face it head on.
Right.
And we do that in a way that makes it manageable to them. Mm-hmm. I understand if you've got a tax liability that's half of what you took home for the year, which, happens in poor tax planning.
It's scary.
Or non-tax planning.
Right.
That can, that's scary, and we can help alleviate that. And also at the same time, let's fix that problem that's creating the.
Let's not let this happen again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always want to start with where they're at. I mean, we've talked a lot about the advisory work, but sometimes they're not ready for that. Mm. If they have no books and multiple years of back taxes, then we're not at a point where we can talk about that. Right now, they're in the ER and it's time to, triage the current problem. But with the idea of once we get them out of the ER, getting them on a good nutrition plan and exercise, and getting everything going in the right direction from there on.
Reminds me of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where the bottom of the pyramid is like sleep, food, and then you kind of go up, and then up here at the very top is personal growth, ambition. It's kind of like you got to get the base taken care of first.
Right, 100%.
I had a client that came to me, and they had no idea why 50 cents on the dollar that they took home went to the IRS. They had no idea. It ended up being because they took bonus depreciation in year one, which is great. It's a great tax savings.
Okay.
But it's a great strategy. However, it's not a great strategy if you are financing the equipment. And so what happened, they took the they took the depreciation in year one, which they weren't making a whole lot of money then anyway.
Yeah.
And so they were saving on lower tax rates,
Mhm.
not great.
Mm-hmm.
And then pushing out the deduction. We didn't have the deduction in future years, but we're still paying on the equipment.
Yeah.
And so, there's little things like that make a huge difference if you understand the full picture.
Yeah.
It's and I wouldn't expect every business owner to understand that.
Yeah.
It's nuanced,
Right.
and so things like that can just make a huge difference in someone's life if
Yeah.
you can identify those issues, rectify those issues,
Sure.
and keep it from happening again.
Yeah. Do you remember a specific thing, knowing just all the different kinds of clients that you've worked with? Is there a long-term client you can think of that has maybe said something about their experience working with you that you're just like, oh, I'm never going to forget that they said that. Like, it was just so good. Has anyone brought anything up to you like that?
It's funny. You mentioned the long-term clients. It's oftentimes the long-term clients have been with us so long and things are on the right track that they almost forget how it could be.
Yeah.
And so it's we hear less of those sorts of things from those long-term clients.
It's just a way of life for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you kind of, it's almost things run so smooth, it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
It's those new clients that came on that are like, oh my gosh, this is how it's supposed to be. And I've been struggling for years, not knowing what my tax liability was going to be, what not knowing even if my company is profitable or not. So many people, again, are bank balance, accounting and just going day to day with what's in their bank and don't even have an understanding of their business at all. So it's usually around the 6 month to 8 month time frame after we've got things going smooth enough where they really see the difference. That's when we start hearing those comments.
Okay. And what are some of the comments you hear?
I thank you for giving my life back. Thank you for, helping me understand, what my business is doing. Thank you for helping me make that move that saved me, that $100,000. Like that, I would never have known to do that.
Wow. That's amazing.
For me, it's the rebound clients.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they were with you, they left, and now they've come back.
Boomerangs.
Okay.
Boomerangs.
Those boomerangs that think that, they can get something, get it somewhere else.
Okay.
And when they come back, that is a little bit gratifying.
Yeah. What makes them want to try that?
Oftentimes it's price.
Okay.
Oftentimes, again, we do charge a premium price. It's the only way we're able to provide premium service. And so then those people get used to the service they're getting.
Yeah.
But then when they're talking to other people, they realize they're paying more than their friends. And then when they leave and realize, oh, I saved, but I lost so much more than I saved.
Yeah.
So,
you're not trying to be the cheapest shop in town
right.
for a reason, right?
We wouldn't be able to do what we do for you if we did that.
Yeah.
We specialize for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
and that's because we can make the most impact in podiatry.
Yeah.
I know the business. I can talk the language.
Yeah.
I can, I can do the best service in that area. But we're not for everybody.
Yeah.
And, even in podiatry, it may not be for everybody. We provide a level of insight that people aren't going to be used to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's usually pretty well received.
Yeah.
But, we're for the person that's really looking to improve their business and, make it be the best that it can be. Whether that's, for someone that's 30 years old and just starting and trying to grow it for themselves, or someone that's trying to get ready for an exit and wants it to be the best it can be for an exit. There's got to be a reason for them to want to improve on their business and hire us.
Yeah.
And we're honest about that. Like a lot of that, I've had probably several times a year, I'll speak with somebody who's wanting to come on service, and my advice to them is to not.
Okay.
Like, hey, I don't think this is a good fit. You're not ready. I think you need to do X, Y, and Z until the time is right. So we're not here just trying to sell anybody that'll buy. I mean, like we're looking for the right person, the right physician that is in the right stage of their practice, and we'll be honest with you about that. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that surprises a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, we've been here with 2020 Accounting. This is Darren and Dustin McNutt. We've been talking about what it's like to work with their company in particular. We've discussed lots of things throughout this whole series of videos just about accounting for medical practices with a special focus on podiatry. Visit their website. It is 2020acct.com. That 2020 is 2020acct.com. Go visit their website, take a look at what they do, and then get in touch with them. They would love to help you.